Hey everyone, welcome to It Tastes Different Gaming Appetizers. And what are we talking about tonight? Xbox. Lets you Steam. Steam your Xbox. That's what we're talking about. Before we get started, make sure to like the video, subscribe if you're not already. Help us out, do us a favor, hit the subscribe button. Anyway, Microsoft has announced a long anticipated feature for Xbox Cloud Gaming. Starting today, or well, before today, but today that you're watching this, it'd be today. You'll be able to stream select games that you own on TVs and MetaQuest VR headsets, as well as supported browsers on phones, tablets, and PCs in every country where Xbox Cloud Gaming is available. Microsoft plans to expand the feature to Xbox consoles and Windows Xbox app next year. You'll still need the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. You'll still need to be a member of that to use the feature, but it means that you're no longer limited to streaming only the games that are on the service. The stream your own game option includes support for 50 titles at the outset, with more to be added later, such as Cyberpunk, The Witcher, Animal Well, Baldur's Gate, Final Fantasy, and so on. There is a list out there. You can look at all the ones that you can stream. An Xbox spokesperson confirmed that streaming the games you own requires a digitally purchased game. So you won't be able to stream a physical copy via this feature. But of course, you still have remote play with your physical copies, but you won't be able to stream, these games that you put inside the disc. Although it's broadly good for people, I guess it's good because people can stream the games they own now without just streaming the stuff that's on the service. But, we've talked about it before. This moves Xbox even further into the all streaming, all digital future that they're clearly going down. This goes along with what me and Shane had talked about. If you saw our last one about you're an Xbox, I'm an Xbox, we're all Xboxes, ad that that Microsoft has put out there. This is basically going along with that, saying no matter what it is, you can stream, and now besides the collection on Game Pass, you can stream anything you own digitally. So buy more digital games and stream. That's basically what they're saying. So again, just so you're aware, this is only for digitally purchased games, not physical games are eligible for streaming, right? So you have to digitally purchase them. You can't pop in a disc. Let's go around and see what everybody thinks of this streaming future. Pat, you look agitated. What do you think?
I am sick and tired of hearing streaming this and streaming that, right? Everybody is pushing the shit to no end. And I don't stream anything. Maybe when I go to the bathroom and stream to the toilet, but
that's
I'm not
still
streaming.
More of a drizzle.
I'm not that old yet. I'm not puffing out the dust like you. But I don't know. I'm over the whole push to streaming, especially on Xbox's side. Sony with the Portal thing, okay, they have a dedicated streaming device. Microsoft is just trying to whore themselves out to anybody and everybody so they can abandon their console. And so to me, I'm like, whatever. Microsoft, the toilet bowl, you're swirling. We've already flushed you, but you're just hanging on for dear life at this point. Because they are wanting to push themselves as a service provider, right? A platform, like you guys have said. And I'm not for that because they are going to abandon the hardware. They are, they may not be the best. And it's an argument on both sides, right? Microsoft and Sony. And when I'm talking about console, I don't put Nintendo in there because their console doesn't compare to the other two. Right now, Microsoft is the only thing that keeps Sony in check in the hardware area, right? And what I mean by check is they keep them innovating and they keep them in a lockstep price structure, right? Because if they want to compete, They can't be way more expensive than Microsoft. And if Microsoft wants to compete, they can't be way more expensive than PlayStation. And when Microsoft decides that they're going to go screw over the gamers and get rid of their console market, Sony can then just say, hey, you remember that PS5 Pro that was $700? That's the price of a normal console now, maybe $750 or $800, if you want that disc drive. But, Sony will then just abandon the whole disc market anyway and go straight to streaming or straight to digital only and streaming because they own the marketplace where those are sold. And guess what? They again get to reap all the 30% markup from all the third parties that put on their system now, right? So for them, it's a win-win if Microsoft makes this move. For gamers, it's a lose in my opinion. So Microsoft digging more into the streaming service to me just has me rolling my eyes and saying, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this, because I can see the writing on the wall. Us as gamers are going to get fucked. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Sony becomes the de facto only console provider out there because, in my opinion, Switch isn't in the same realm. They're not in the same market. Switch has their own section of the pie, and it's for the stuff they make. And they make good stuff, but they don't play the things that we want them to play out of the gate. They may stream it eventually, right? But we're not pumping out a Cyberpunk onto that thing anytime soon, right? That you can play directly. You're not pumping out a Dragon's Age onto it. You're not pumping out anything that's playing directly on there that has comparable graphics and comparable horsepower behind it. So this stuff by Microsoft just pisses me off because I just see the writing on the wall. So I'm blasé about Microsoft and their streaming service because they don't have a dedicated streaming device like Sony does with the Portal now, and they have a beefy console with the Series X, and then they have this boat anchor, the Series S, that's holding back their console market. And they decided not to do a mid-gen bump. Only Sony did. And, we've heard very little except for some of the stuff that came out during the whole lawsuit, the Apple, the whole, not Apple, but the whole them buying out Activision Blizzard, $65 billion BS. So they are working on a next gen console or, in the process of dreaming it up, thinking it up, whatever the hell they're doing. But the writing's on the wall. They're not going to be a competitor against Sony anymore. They're just going to be another ecosystem. They're going to be a Steam they're trying to be Steam essentially, right? But offer a streaming service. They are trying to be Steam. Let's just put it out there. Except for they're also a publisher. Now Steam has Valve, but shit, they don't put out anything but every once in a great while, right? They don't put out anything. We've been wanting another Half-Life for freaking ever, right? But so I'm blasé and annoyed by it because I could see that Microsoft is basically, skirting out the door. They're doing the whole exit stage left. All we do is make games now, and we make it for everything. We're the town bicycle, find us on everything. Everybody gets to ride us, but we are not contributing to the market anymore. And what I mean contributing to the market is competition for Sony. That's the only thing. And whatever you may think about Microsoft, if you're a Sony pony or an Xbot or whatever you are, Xbox is good for Sony and Microsoft. So Microsoft is good for Sony. Microsoft is good for Sony and Sony's good for Microsoft because they're competition. They keep each other in place. And if one of them goes awry or goes away, then the market is open to one conglomerate only, who's just going to run it into the ground. They're going to make it to the point to where it's that price point that is like teetering unaffordable for most gamers. And then the gaming market is just going to go down the toilet, and then we'll go back to the old way. I mean, maybe that's the way it'll happen, right? One of them will just run that thing into the ground where people can't afford to play it, and gamers are so disenfranchised with everything that they stop buying it, and it crashes. And then we go back to where we had Sega and Nintendo and Neo and all these other brands out the wazoo, and maybe that's what has to happen. I don't know, but I'd hate to see that because I'm old enough now that I don't want to restart a console war, right? I can't afford to have 4, 5, 6 consoles, but I'm irritated because I see that Microsoft is just dancing on stage to exit stage left, and just say, we're not in the console market anymore. Have fun, Sony. And Sony's like, yes, get ready to get ass raped, everybody, because that's what we're going to do to you. Shane, how do you feel about Microsoft and this streaming your purchase games, which I didn't touch a damn thing on because I don't care. I'm never streaming a game that I purchased. I want it to play on my local device.
It's a load of rubber dog ass. So we just talked about the PlayStation Portal getting a fancy little update that's going to allow you to play PlayStation 5 games without a PlayStation 5. All you need is a subscription. Now, that is a portable device. That's a little different, I think, for the streaming concept. Now, this is the part of the whole thing that, and I agree, Pat, I'm not going to be streaming shit regardless, at least unless I'm absolutely forced to. But the part of this that really chapped my sphincter hole was an Xbox spokesperson confirmed that to Engadget that streaming the games you own requires a digital purchase game. So you won't be able to play your Steam, you won't be able to stream a physical copy of, say, Farming Simulator 25. Okay, one, Farming Simulator is fun. Let's just get that out there. We all enjoy it. Two, what a load of shit. When you put your disc in that console, what is that disc doing? Not a goddamn thing, because it downloads to your hard drive regardless. You know, it's just a key that allows you to play it. That is all. So it is a digital game you're playing. It's not coming off the freaking disc. That's a load of rubber ass. Two, what the fuck does it matter if it's a physical disc you bought or a streaming disc? It's still a digital thing you're playing. Plain and simple. That's stupid. It is stupid. It is trying to force us all into the digital world. We're going there regardless, but this is just another boot up my ass pushing me in that direction. And that just angers the living shit out of me. Microsoft, you have done such a wonderful job turning your boat around. And then I don't know who the fuck jumped in behind that boat wheel, but you're crashing every rock on the goddamn island. It's stupid. You have done nothing but irritate your consumer base. You've done nothing but piss me right off. It's just ignorant. This is the kind of thing. If you want to stream, that's fine. But that's the kind of crap that irritates the shit out of me. That's why everybody's pissing on Microsoft. That's why I'm about to jump on the frickin' PlayStation pony and ride into the sunset. It's stupid. I don't want to stream my games. But if I can't at least stream the games I own on a goddamn disc, then I give up on Microsoft. I just stick to the goddamn computer. You know, because Sony's going to work their way there too. I know that eventually. Nintendo, well, nobody knows what the fuck Nintendo's ever going to do. Nintendo don't know what they're going to do. But it's okay. It's Nintendo. We don't care as long as we get Mario and Donkey Kong. And throws to Zelda 2 and Metroid. They got good shit. Let's just say that much. They may not be the biggest, dog in the park, but they got some damn good barkers. So, anyways,
Nintendo has a circus in their basement, right? They got dartboards. They got the little spinning wheel where it says, "What are we going to do this month?" Super Mario. Yep. What are we doing this month?
Super
Zelda.
Mario versus rabbits.
Right.
Metroid versus rabbits. Metroid versus Donkey Kong.
Add new games to our streaming service.
There you go. No, I understand streaming will be a big part of the gaming community further down the road in our future. I understand it because it's just another way to screw over the gamer. That's it. We don't own our games anymore because you can't play a goddamn thing without having to be connected to the internet. If you buy a disc, you have to be connected to the internet, and you still don't own it because if the internet's down, you still can't play your game. That's just another thing that pisses me off. Everything in the gaming industry is going to crap. People are going to steal your game regardless. Computer people, smart people are going to find ways to do all these things. So it's things like this that just hurt gamers even more, and it irritates the living shit out of them. I think Microsoft is making every wrong decision you could possibly make far as a gamer goes. It's just me as a gamer. I'm not a businessman. I'm not a billionaire. I'm not a computer guy. I'm just an asshole who loves to play video games, and I have used a lot of profanity on this episode, so I do apologize. But it's just so stupid that one thing in this whole article pissed me off more than anything. I don't want to stream and any of that crap, but that right there just makes it more of a pain for gamers. All right, well, I can stream to my game to my phone. Well, no, you can't because you own it on a disk. Even though you downloaded it onto your goddamn hard drive, you still got a disk. So you can't do that. I can't stream it to my phone. I can't stream it to my tablet. I can't stream it to my VR. I can't stream it to my PlayStation Portal, whatever. I can't do any of that just because I have it on the disk.
I mean, that does make sense to some extent, right? Because how do you prove? So if you want to stream that game, you need to pop it into your Xbox every time.
Fine.
I mean, you're okay with that? I mean,
it's still in there. It's still in there digitally, though.
But here's the thing: is what's to say you installed on your Xbox and you don't do what people used to do back in the Xbox OG days, which was take the disc back to the store. Yeah. You still have it installed on your hard drive and you can still play it.
No.
So I have no way of proving you still own the game.
20 plus years later, they figured out how to fix that shit. But the only way to do it is to put the damn disc back in. They ain't got something on there that says, hey, this is actually purchased. This is actually from the disc that this guy had. There's no other ways to do it except for, have to shove the disc back in it.
It doesn't matter because you can install every game you own on your Xbox and then take them right over to GameStop and trade them in. So how do they know that you didn't do that?
Oh, there's got to be goddamn ways.
I don't understand how there's a way.
If I want to play my game that's on a disc, sure, let me keep it on the disc. Let me keep the disc in there. That'll be the code. Fine. I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay with is all of my games that are on disc basically being null voided for this situation. Granted.
I guess they could go back to codes. Like old PC games used to have the 24-digit codes that you put in.
That means you could never resell. That means the GameStop's going out of business, which they're already headed that way. Anyway,
but you wouldn't be able to resell it, but then you could get around to streaming it digitally, right? Because then you can't get rid of it anyway.
Right. So I have a question then. So what's the point of streaming something then if you have to pop the disc in every time into the hard drive? What's the point then? Because if you obviously are right there to put the disc in your Xbox, why aren't you just playing on your Xbox then?
Well, think of it this way.
You'd be like, call it, hey mom, I'm in Colorado and I want to play, I don't know, whatever. Can you go pop the disc in my Xbox for me and take the other one out?
That's why you get the Xbox 5-disc CD changer.
Patty, what is it? Which one's the Xbox?
Right.
Is that the one in the kitchen by the stove? No, honey. No, mama, that's a toaster. No.
What game did you want me to put in there?
If we're on our way to St. Louis, we're on our way to Geekway or something. You bring in your whatever it is you want to stream your shit on. Pop that game in the disc version of the game you want to play. Pop it in there. 3-hour drive, big deal. Now, don't get me wrong. Is it perfect? No, but at least I know my games ain't fucking going to.
Nick's going back to the 1990s with that 10-disc changer in the trunk.
Yeah, Nick's streaming Pac-Man over there.
Or you could just be like Nick and own multiple copies of everything you own. So
that's true.
Physical and digital.
Nick just rebought Resident Evil. But no, I'm just bothered by the fact that all the technology, all the changes, all the smart everything, AI shit, they can't find a way for me to be able to play my goddamn disc games that are downloaded.
Not without it physically being in the drive, because that's your DRM.
Okay.
I'm
okay with that.
I just don't think they want to go back to that technology and be like, okay, this is Shane's account. We see he has 3 Xboxes, or whatever. Yep. And we see that this disc is in one of them. So we're going to let him stream it. I don't know.
I'm okay with that. I just don't like the ideal of my shit going to waste. I think that's my biggest problem. They've got to be able to find a way for me to be able to stream my discs. Because I think it's primarily angers me. It's because I'm being forced into a place that I don't want to be. Now, granted, I typically buy my Xbox games digitally. So it's kind of a funny argument for me, but I only buy them digitally because me and Nick game share. That's the only reason. If Nick wasn't here, no, everything's going to be on a disc.
I mean,
just the way
I don't
it
have
be.
an excuse, and I still buy most of my Xbox stuff digitally. I don't have a streaming, but
Oh,
I don't
no, you have an
sharing buddy
excuse.
anymore.
You just didn't want to go anywhere.
Yeah, I'm
which
too lazy
is a damn
on the
good
Xbox.
excuse because
but
that's
I
a good
buy
thing about digital.
PlayStation and Switch games physically all the time. I don't buy
Same
the digital
here.
stuff for them.
Yeah,
So I don't know why I'm adverse to doing on the Xbox. It's probably because I already started the digital collection, and now it's kind of like my Steam library where it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, and I think that's probably one of the reasons I continue, because Nick has really kind of swung his meat towards the PC train lately, and you can't blame him because Microsoft keeps shitting all over him and me and you and every other game.
They shit the bed. They more than shit the bed. They shit the bed, wallowed in it, then pissed in it, and shit it in some more.
They didn't shit the bed; they shit the whole house. So.
Yeah.
But
see, that boat was going towards that giant iceberg, and they said, "Turn the wheel towards those smaller icebergs over there."
Yes. The one big one or the 40 small ones? Let's go for the smaller ones.
Let's go for the 40 small ones.
Yeah,
we won't sink as fast.
Yes. Yeah, let's go down slowly. But no, I think that's the part that angers me the most. That they're trying to force me into a place I don't want to be as a gamer. I'm an old gamer though. I'm a disc man. I have discs. I have old games, new games, all these games on disc. And I want to keep my disc and I want to be able to play my games on disc. I love the ideal, don't get me wrong, of if I'm going like to St. Louis to see my doctor up there, I could, and Cindy's driving, I can stream my Xbox on my phone, play the game I have in the hard drive, or play, on the disk drive, or play what's on the hard drive. I like that concept and ideal if I know it's going to work well. That's my problem with streaming. I just don't think it works well enough yet. But I don't like the ideal of somebody saying my disc collection is no longer valid.
Because it's always valid until there's no more backwards compatibility or disk drive, right?
Yeah.
When Microsoft stops creating consoles.
Well, that's
and then you just have to make sure you keep a 360 around, right? Or a Series X or something,
Yeah.
Until they decide
covered, but
until they decide that they take down the network for those, and you can't really do anything with them anymore.
And that's the other thing is everything is based on an online connection anymore. So when those go down, all those games are gone. Because you got to have
no more playing your console when the power goes out. Not when the power, but when the internet goes down, or whatever. Because guess what? You can't stream it. You can't connect to the internet. So the DRM says, "Hey, you're not online. You can't play."
Yep.
Even those single player titles, Sony's bad about it. Microsoft's bad about it.
And we've all been in, storms where the power goes out. If you're trying to stream a game to your phone, you're screwed. Or the internet just goes out and you got your disc, but you still can't play the goddamn thing because you ain't got no damn internet. This article sucks.
They took our internets.
They took my internets.
As the kids would say, okay, boomer.
They took our interwebs.
That's why you play, that's why you stick with good old games with their gaming preservation project they're doing right now.
That's when you take out your old Tiger Direct game.
Or
whatever the Tiger
consoles.
Yeah. The little racing game. It's the ribbon that goes lines with the roads.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I had a few of those.
It's just all angry.
I mean, anything. Anyway, you guys got anything you want to add more to this?
No, I don't think I have any other profanity in my vocabulary. I mean, if I come up with a new one, I'll let you know, though.
Yeah, Nick decided to stay quiet. He didn't want to participate in this one. He's like, I don't care.
You guys were doing a good job.
No, he heard me pissed off. I was like, no, I ain't going to give him more reasons to cuss.
Yeah. I'll just let him go.
I'm not in streaming. I don't care to stream anymore. I don't mind the digital concept. I've kind of bought into it for the most part, but I still want to physically play it. Right. So this doesn't affect me as much, but it's just the writing on the wall for me of Microsoft's and the ship going down. The band keeps on playing, the ship's just going down, and Microsoft is comfortable with ship known as Xbox, Xbox 360, Xbox Series X, Xbox X, just going down to the toilet. They'll go down in history as riding the ship that just said, hey, look at that iceberg.
Yep.
They weren't even nowhere near it, but they said, look at that.
Yep. Oh, I just got to get
Rubbernecking
closer
in their own
look.
demise.
That's all.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, they decided they're just going to head for that all digital future, you know, and that's where they're headed. So,
Well,
you
I
know,
mean, you got to remember though, they're a $1 trillion company or some shit. So they got to have somebody up there doing something right. But I think everything they're doing right now is wrong as hell. But that's the old gamer in me.
right. Yeah. That is the old gamers and us, you know, we don't like to get with the times.
Hold on. What do you mean the old gamer and us? You're one of my people
In
now, man.
us.
You're
us.
You're almost 40.
I'm almost 40, yes.
Yeah.
I grew up with you know, I mean, my first consoles were all
He grew up with my first console.
my first I grew up with my first console. No, the first console I had was a Nintendo. I didn't have, my grandma had an Atari. I didn't have one, but she had one. And then but my brother got a Nintendo for his birthday one year, and I played it nonstop. So that was my first console. But yeah, I mean, you know, and then from there it just kind of went wild. But you know, I've been around for all of it pretty much, just like everybody else here. And you know, you like some of the direction things are going, but then other things you don't like the direction things are going. But that goes the same for a lot of things in life, right? Not just gaming. A lot of aspects of how things have changed over the years and stuff.
Who moved the cheese? Who moved my cheese?
Who moved the cheese?
From under?
It's no longer there. All right. Well, anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you like the video. Like I said at the beginning, I'll say it again. Subscribe. Help us out. Do us a favor. Let us know down in the comments below. What do you think? Other than that, we'll see you next time.
See ya.